Before starting the video, I would like to invite you all to my Discord server. It's where I'm active the most. Apart from the main attraction of the server being just me, along with me there are other lore fans who regularly post their own theories and often help me refine my own. There are also bots to mess around with and frankly a lot more to do. So if you're interested, do join the Discord server. And here we finally are. I said that I wouldn't make lore videos because everyone was making them, and it felt weird to compete with the people because we all wanted the same thing. Now, however, no one is making lore videos, and here I am again with your lore fix. It was that, and well, frankly, you guys. You made it evident on Twitter, my posts, and the YouTube comments as well. Hell, I went to Valencia and a couple of players there asked me when the new lore video would be out. So for all of you guys, here is the new one. This time we'll talk about the new map, Splitstone Quarry. I didn't make a video on the last one, which was Bright Marsh, because everything was literally handed to you on a plate. Now however, Splitstone Quarry is a new beast altogether. It's not as obvious, and frankly, it's pretty full of lore. While it's not based on one champion, it's more of a mirror on a whole species. And with all that being said, let's finally jump in. With the recent patches, Hyras have certainly taken a darker tone. The release of Zin solidifies this. Burning down villages just because he can, murdering people, and being the head of his whole evil clan. He is the first proper bad guy in the game, unlike our misunderstood Ruckus, which I've also made a video about. So when Splitstone Quarry was released, it looked like a normal mining map. But Hyros Holt, the art director for the game, did say the map would be brimming to the top with lore, and he isn't wrong. The map itself looks pretty standard, except for the triple fidget spinners of death. And yeah, it looked like a standard map on the surface. On the surface, that is. Look beneath the surface and you'll be looking at the lowest class of the realm. To put things into perspective, let's just say the realm isn't exactly fair, especially not for the goblins or gremlins. And yeah, Ruckus and his people are known as both goblins and gremlins, so pick your poison. For the sake of not repeating myself throughout the whole video, I will call them gremlins from now on. And you did hear that correctly. Gremlins are the slaves of the realm. They are the lowest of the low, disposable, and frankly no one gives a damn about them. If the realm has charts and statistics, gremlins would just be a variable, measuring profit and loss. Now you're wondering what makes me say this? Well, for the keen-eyed player you will have noticed 4 really cute art pieces all over the map. But don't let these cute pieces fool you. They are cute, but the story behind them is actually tragic and sad. As I've said, there are 4 unique pieces, and glancing at them, they seem like normal decoration for the map. But there are 2 sides to this. Number 1 is documenting the conditions they're living in, so falling hazardous pieces, safety hats not providing the necessary protection, and we also have a warning for the fidget spinners. But these art pieces don't interest me unlike the last one, and this is where we get the second one, a sense of hope. Art is a way for people to express their dreams and, in a way, escape their cruel realities. This piece in particular reflects that, instead of mining the gold for someone else, they want to enjoy their own riches, and well, be their own kings or masters. So if you think we're skipping ahead by saying this is a gold mine, we're not. Look around the map and you'll see gold seeping through the walls. There are giant machinery made cheaply from wood and metal to cut through them, and the fidget spinners are actually a mining machine which is cutting from the inside out. And finally, not to mention your own base spawn. A very big elevator has lowered you into the quarry in the first place. But these are just decorations and they are kind of full of lore. But it's not the most interesting thing in the map. It's this little shack here, and it's interesting for a few reasons. The not so special would be the calendar. The not so smiley face marked is probably the collection day for the overlords of this quarry, with the days that have already been worked crossed out. The special reason for the shack, however, is this cabin specially. If you look, it's some weird glowing stones. Now we can also know for sure that the gremlins did not want to mine this in the first place. This is a lot rarer and every piece found is frankly a gem, one of its kind, so you put them in their own special place, which is basically this shack. But again, the gems on their own are not that special. The other content in this room changed Ruckus' lore completely. Now, glancing around the room one more time, you'll see there are a couple of different mechs here. These mechs on their own are pretty normal, They're used for drilling among the quarry and other hazardous occupations around the place. One of the saddest places we can see is here. It's heartbreaking to say the least, not just for the two people involved, but also the little flowers laid down. They are remembered by them, and you know, it just makes this whole map have a darker tone. Now, again, during the DreamHack Valencia, it was revealed that Ruckus would be getting a visual overhaul along with the new map. We all know now that the new map was split from Quarry, but the visual overhaul gave Ruckus a new look, and with this, it scrapped his old lore completely. Crystals are special and integral to the game. We all know that, and I want to make a special lore video on it, but for the time being, Ruckus is a good place to start. With his new visuals, we can now know for a fact that the crystals have a conscience in a way. You could say they have a soul if you want to as well, but the fact remains. Bolt is not the mech speaking, Bolt is this crystal speaking directly to Ruckus. What differentiates the other mechs and Bolt is just the crystal. So this does two things which we already sort of knew. Like I said, crystals are special, I mean they're everywhere in the game. But now we also know that they can speak and think for themselves. And secondly, which is non-game related in a way, the old Ruckus lore at least has been completely replaced. For those who don't know or are just unaware, this was his old lore. Upon his death, the majestic elven king Boltanas bound his soul into the blade Lomna, so that he might forever defend his kingdom from the goblin hordes of Osmandar. Ruckus found this blade, melted it down, and built his war machine from it. Many think being bound to a goblin would be insufferable, and Bolt would agree, but he makes sure Ruckus never forgets it. Now, just to make it clear, just because Ruckus's old lore has been scrapped doesn't mean any of the old lore have been scrapped too. So if you want to read more on the old and official lore released by Hi-Rez in the earlier days of Paladins, you can check out one of my older videos which I made as well. Click on the top right hand side about now. Now, I would say that's enough about just the map. The map is more detailed than Brightmarsh in its own way, and it's a treat to play as well. While the map hasn't been played that much on the competitive side of the game, let me tell you, it's a jewel. So it's pretty fair to say that Ruckus got fed up of his lifestyle, aka being a slave, and basically turned his mechs into a killing machine. Hence we have Ruckus as he is in the game, but one question still remains, and it's a big one at that. Who are the masters? Or a better question would be, who do these gremlins work for? Now, there is a very short answer, but that makes the video shorter as well, and YouTube wants us to make longer videos. So we can make the answer a bit more complex. Who is the other champion in the game that is really iffy if you call them something they're not? Let's say for example, a lizard? Yeah, Drogos, or more specifically his people, are the overlords of the Gremlins, and there are a few reasons to support this. Drogos is known in the game, and once you hit level 20, you get the title The Greedy. His teaser clip released back in April 2016, you can see him hunting gold. And it's not just that though. Dragons in general have always been associated with gold, and while there is a scientific explanation for that, best leave it for another time. And number 2, when in doubt, look at the card arts. Glancing at them, and there are 2 cards in particular that caught my attention, and while this doesn't 100% confirm anything, it does confirm a connection to a certain extent. Extended magazines for Ruckus, and fuel tank for Drogos. Now, I can't say for certain that it was the Gremlins that made Drogos' wings, because they really look like they're made by someone whose machines look a lot more presentable. So this would be Barak and his people, you know, the master mechanic. Finally, I see one of 2 things happening. Number 1, Drogos collects the gold from the Gremlins to pay the dwarves for his wings. Or number 2, Drogos got the Gremlins to make him his wings, then stripped them of all their tools and enslaved them. And I guess that's it. I mean, I know we could extend this theory for days, but this is what makes the most sense. And I would like to thank everyone on this Discord server, and specifically on the lore channel, for pitching in with their ideas. And also a big thanks to Nauron, my literal lore machine. And thank you to everyone that have made it to this part of the video. It's your support that made me want to make lore videos again. And remember, this is just a theory at the end of the day, which means when Hi-Rez do release their lore, everything I said up here could be completely wrong. So just keep that in mind. You can follow me on Twitter at NinjaBoffin, where I'm quite active, and as I've already mentioned, my Discord server. You can also subscribe for more videos if you want more lore videos and other topics discussed as well. And with that, I will see you all next time.